Hey everybody, I figured since I was doing a couple vids today I'd throw one out on the bug out. This was the 535 GRY-1 if I remember correctly, which was the green handles or gray-green handles with the chromium nitrided finish. And normally I don't buy a coated blade because I've had bad experiences with them in the past, especially from Benchmade with the, what do they call it, the BK finish and the BK2 finish, their black finish. It was no better than like Teflon on cheap cookware. It would flake off like nobody's business after some time and just was horribly easily scratched. So I gave, after having a couple spider coats with the DLC finish that was tough as nails, I figured I'd give this a try, and I was going to carry this knife a lot, and I figured if it got messed up and scratched, it just wouldn't matter. And it turns out that this chromium nitride finish is the toughest finish I've ever seen on a knife. I've cut everything I could imagine with this knife with no regard to the finish, and the half dozen, as you can see by that flat right there, I gave no regard to the finish, and out of the half dozen or 10 times maybe that I thought I finally wrecked it and had a huge gouge or mark in it, I went and scrubbed it, and it wasn't on, or in the finish, it was on it, and the finish is still perfect. I think this is the best finish they've ever put on a knife, and maybe DLC's is good, maybe it's better. I don't know, I didn't put them head to head and do the same thing, but this has been absolutely amazing. I've sharpened the knife a few times. There's no flaking or chipping of the finish when I'm sharpening it. I'm not sharpening hard on stones or anything. I'm just touching up on ceramic and maybe hitting it with a strop. But that said, it has not affected the finish on the blade, or the coating I should say, in any way. I did replace the scales from the other scales because as much as I like to look, they were not very tough and I could squeeze them very easily. A buddy picked these up for me. I saw them online, and he grabbed them for me real quick and then gave them to me as a gift instead of letting me pay him back. So I appreciate that. And I believe these are Rockscale, but I could be wrong. And these are orange G10. And what a great fit for the knife. What a great fit for the knife. I'm considering now and then changing out the color of the back spacers, the gold and the thumb stud, to make it match a little better. But honestly, it doesn't bother me, and I really like the orange handles. It gives a great feel to the knife. I like the texture of the G10, and the design is fine by me, and just makes the knife feel overall stronger. The action's still perfect, dead centered, and everything is great about the knife. I mean, you've probably seen a million videos on bug outs if you're watching this one, but the Rockscale, I think they're Rockscale, the scales are well worth any cash you'd put into them to upgrade the knife if you don't like the regular scales, the Grivery or whatever they call those things, I can't even remember. And if you're looking at the GRY and you're worried about the blade coating, I've used this knife a lot, and you can't even tell. It still looks great. And the S30V is something that Benchmade does right. I've had quite a few other knives in S30V and been surprised every time at just how great they hold an edge and how well they sharpen up back to a very keen edge. Another great thing is, there you go, maybe that's a scratch. I might be able to scrub that off there. This finish is also on the pocket clip, and it's been just outstanding. You see whatever that is starting to come off. It's probably on it and not in it. I tell you, this is crazy, this chromium nitride. But again, if you're shopping for the bug out, they may be overpriced because of the materials you're getting, but you're paying for the design and a pretty great customer service experience should you ever need it. So the little money you're putting into isn't necessarily the materials, because you can get Spyderco's and other brands cheaper in the same materials, but the design itself, the even grinds, the good steel, proper heat treat, and the axis lock all make up for this small difference to me in price between this and something out of the same materials that cost less money. And I find these to be better knives. So everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you're all doing well, and take care.